So Ollie was forced to respond to the show today. Caro, I was uncomfortable watching that when I was on the couch yesterday. He's clearly felt like it necessary to talk about it, and Port Adelaide, I expect, aren't happy.
No, Port Adelaide weren't thrilled with the Sunday Footy show yesterday, and what it felt was some irresponsible and uninformed comments. Ollie Wines, as you can imagine, has been inundated today with people from the anti-vax movement. Probably you have too, Matthew, because you spoke about it as well. They're a very passionate and very organised group, the anti-vaxxers. And I mean, I think Ollie Wines is fine about it, but I don't think it was particularly enjoyable. He has come out today and clarified that he is suffering from a form of arrhythmia. He has confirmed that it has absolutely nothing to do with the booster. I mean, we know that there are heart issues related to COVID. The most senior professors and doctors in the world have said that. But, Matthew, I just wondered, I mean, I think to be talking about, as Nathan said, I think the word going round, was that a bit irresponsible?
Yeah, it's the last thing we wanted, Caro. I think that Damo just threw it out there and then came off the back of that story. He'd got information from Chris Davies straight away that has nothing to do with that. So we did say that on the show. In terms of my role in it, I was asked about my issues with Bell's palsy, and I just said I've been amazed with how many people have reached out to me and said, I've got Bell's palsy too. I've got Bell's palsy as well. So I was just, we were shooting the breeze a little bit, but I'm fully vaccinated. My family is. We apologise if, the link was to Ollie Wines, but that's the last thing we wanted to make happen on the show yesterday, Caro. So, that's all I can pretty much say about that one. I think the last we were talking, and we didn't link the two, but it was raised by Nathan, I suppose, to say there is a lot of heart problems. There is a more Bell's palsy going around. Could it be something? But we don't know enough about it in that sense to...
no, it's like when you talk about concussion or any other heart issues, Sam. I mean, I think it does get a bit dangerous, and it's certainly
This is different
risky.
though, isn't it, Caro?
I mean, I remember when Shane Warne died, there was some clowns putting out tweets saying that, you know, maybe it was because he was vaxxed, you know, just pretty irresponsible. I'm not saying comparing what you said, but I think Port were not happy.
Cornsey, how do you reflect on it?
Well, it wasn't hysterical or anything like that, and I'm not sure why.
I'm not sure.
No, but Sam said he felt uncomfortable. I'm not sure why he'd feel uncomfortable. It was a question posed to Damien Barrett.
I felt uncomfortable because we took major leaps on the desk. We went from...
No one said it was though, Sam.
But you were linking it. I mean, you didn't have to say it. That was unsaid. Really, we've gone from someone having heart issues to linking that to a vaccine that the world needs to get out of
I've just seen, and everyone's sitting at this desk to work for Channel 9.
I'm not criticising, by the way. I'm just saying that's why I felt uncomfortable.
Yeah, everyone sitting at this desk has to be vaccinated. So let's put that on the agenda. Caro is right. It opens it up to the nutcases out there, and they are a vocal minority, and it does feel a bit overwhelming when they get involved. But no, I've heard criticism of the show that it was hysterical. It wasn't hysterical. It was a question posed. Was it ill-informed? Did we have the knowledge to talk about it? No.
The good news is that Ollie Wines will hopefully be back in 2 or 3 weeks, and boy, did Port need him.
Yeah, and Caro, there have been, I mean, I said that the Sunday Footy show is making links, but there have been links made before. I mean, Jed Anderson, who has been on the public record as delaying getting his vaccination, of course, the former Hawk now at North Melbourne, he put on Instagram, you know, talking about his pericarditis that he has been suffering with. So he, in a sense, you know, had already made the link as well. There are going to be, you know, much bigger discussions about this as we know more and we find out more.
Concern, always a concern when any player comes off the ground, and the phrase heart issues or heart palpitations, or whatever may be the case. That was the situation last Thursday night with the reigning Brownlow medalist Ollie Wines. Talk about competitive and effort, none better than this young man. So we're always worried about him. He spoke today on the way into training.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% back to normal. Thanks to the cavalry staff, doctors and nurses there, they really looked after me, and 100% fine. So there's a few little issues, but they've been rectified now. I'll miss this week at this stage, but there's just some more tests and things we've got to look into this week just to get a bit of a idea of a time frame, but hopefully not too much for you. Yeah, they have, and I probably won't go into details of that. I'll keep that private, but they've been able to diagnose and been really reassuring that it's something that's actually pretty common. So yeah, no, the prognosis is really positive. As I said, I've got a few more tests to come and see the cardiologist again, but at this stage, it's not a big issue. It's more a heart rhythm issue that is pretty common in elderly people and elite athletes. So it's something that, once it was explained to me, it was very reassuring, and there's not too many long-term effects. Well, it's during the game, but and then after the game, once I went off to hospital and they sort of rushed me off once they sort of saw something was wrong. But as I said, the cavalry staff, the cardiologists and nurses there, so reassuring and really put my mind at ease.
That's good news. Johnny Ralph joins us with the news. So Ollie Wines back playing footy in a couple of weeks?
Yeah, potentially even the week after next. So as soon as I broke that story on Friday, some of the people came out and wanted to link it to certain things. But look, he needs another week of testing to ensure that he's 100%. But those issues aren't serious, and they certainly aren't related to any of the COVID booster shots that he had a month ago. I spoke to the cardiologist Stephen Nichols today, director of Monash Heart. He's a Port Adelaide fan. So he said that he's been diagnosed with something which would be atrial fibrillation, basically the chambers of the heart just not quite in sync. So he says it's really reasonable. They take him to hospital. Now they'll have further tests in the next couple of days just to ensure that the heart isn't enlarged, that the chambers open and close as they should. As for the COVID link, there is a significant COVID link to heart issues from the disease, certainly not from the vaccine. The prevalence of myocarditis is very, very small from those that take the vaccine. So go and get the vaccine. Helps you out. You won't get COVID.